Salesforce. How we use it here, we label it as a frictionless system, our single source of truth, and it really is that. Here on my homepage, you can see my team, files I've attached recently, the charter feed, which is conversational pieces on opportunities I worked on and collaborating with other colleagues through the business. You can see the history there of that. IT use it to collate or keep a track of the assets that I've been issued, so my MacBook, the monitors, my phone, etc. All of that is here. And you can also follow certain people, and each morning you get a sort of Salesforce alert to say, here's a summary of your last 24 hours, right? So you can look back through some of the opportunities we may have worked on. So here for this one isn't actually a great example. Let me jump into one that has some product populated, and it's, again, sales are using it to track from the beginning, the entry of the opportunity up to the various stages. Pre-sales is up to stage 6, at which point it would close, before it goes into stage 10 through 12, which is into the delivery cycle of actually delivering the service. But here's an opportunity that's been raised by an account director. It has various cases against it, and at this stage, just the one case, which is an opportunity design request, meaning that will sit in my cases. We, as sales engineers, work on these types of cases, so we'll do what we need to do, and I'm going to try and show you how we go through doing that. So on the opportunity, it lists out the certain products. Again, these are selected by the account manager at the time of putting the opportunity in, and in this case the customer would like 4 long haul waves between these locations and a couple of metro fibres within the Amsterdam metro area. So as sales engineers, what we do is populate the design using the design catalogue, which is created full of cost book entry items. For example, here we've got our cross connects, and they're broken down and owned by the carrier team, who will update the pricing in each of these. They will break them down into countries and then each data center. So let's say, for example, just global switch in the UK, a single mode fiber cross connect will eventually appear in the design tool. The old version of Salesforce Classic, as it's referred to, it was a lot quicker. This design tool is a customizable page, which isn't a real Salesforce tool. It's been sort of custom developed to work like this. But the rest of the budget items that were already in there is a bug at the minute. However, based on the product that was selected, and the locations and a few other factors, it is trying to automatically populate the correct budget items in the design tool. And you can see with the various pieces of equipment, they've got the costs and associated things in there. So say, for example, carrier get a different pricing on a single mode fiber cross connecting global switch. You can actually edit its cost book entry with that new pricing in here, and you would simply just edit the price it is and whatever it should be, and updated there. I like the fact everything is linking in this one system. The answer is in Salesforce. How you go about finding it is the key. That's the tricky part of understanding Salesforce. For example, if we look at services, right? So I don't know. Let's get an IPC one. By simply typing what you're looking for, you're on the right path to finding it, right? So accounts in that we have all the different entities for IPC. I'm going to assume that the top one is probably the one we'll have everything listed under, but that's essentially the different entities. You've got your locations, the customer type, true fan. You get a summary of their total billing live each month, and a lot of other information. There's some Salesforce reports that have been put in by the sales operations people that have worked on these. It's a good quick view of the services they're buying, Again, all of that is good to the right people, the right information. But yeah, let's have a look at some of their services. So circuit IDs. Where are we? I don't know. Let's find one of the NNI ports. You get a service number which relates to a customer circuit ID. The service number can change with renewals or changes to locations, and you actually get a they call it like a breadcrumb trail. Well, this has been a bad example. There's no breadcrumb trail to show you how this service has changed over the time. But basically, the circuit inventory view breaks down into here. So this is an NNI, a 10 gig Ethernet router on that device, on that router. There is the router, there's the slot, there's the card, port and the optic. So you can go into the router. I would say the thing about Salesforce is it's about keeping clean data and accurate data to be able to use it in this way and then run your reports like you do. So there's an optic, again, the asset, that's the serial number of the optic, and you can click on any interface, any optic, and then look at which service it's actually supporting. So there's one, I believe SP has meant it come from the portal. So the service was entered into the system via the portal from the customer and then automatically provisioned. So we could go back and look at how that came in as an opportunity. There's the service. We could go on to, or will it actually? I've never actually looked at one that came in through the portal. And maybe as a result there is no opportunity. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is. So let's go back to this one and look at the IPC's service and opportunity it came in on. So it was for a telehouse and an Interexin NNI. That product was 2 interconnect ports, one in Global Switch and Telehouse North. And one in Interexin. And again, in the design tool, this could have even been me actually. You can see who worked on the opportunity. There we go. So at the time it was David Williamson was the account director, and me as a sales engineer. I put this design together. And it's simply a design comment to say it's setting up a new 10 gig port. Again, this is on internal. This then feeds through to tier 3 when they come to provision the service. And what do we need here really? We're picking out a 10 gig optic and then finding a port. And I just put a note to say, yep, I had a look around, I found this port available there. Tier 3 can then go and provision the service using this design, or if they think they know of a better router to use for whatever reason, they'll be more aware of the network than I am. My only view of the network is really from looking in NIM in Salesforce here. So yeah, I've done that for each of the products that were selected. Similarly in Interexin, found another router in Interexin, told the guys it was free or available as of then. Whether they've gone on to use that, I don't know. So let's have a look. LUN 12, router 4, slot 2. So let's go 12 RT 4 slot 2. Which port? 209. Well, there we go. They did. So we've got a billing live interconnect port on there. We used to have these old services by the looks of it. And as you can see now on the interface, it is the physical interface broken down into the VLANs for each of the different other services. So we can look at what that VLAN is. So .11. The doorbell has just gone.